How's it going, everybody? In this episode I'm going to be showing you guys how to fix any fiberglass damage on your Humvee hood. Alright, so this is some of the damage that I was talking about on my Humvee hood. Fixing fiberglass is actually pretty easy. I didn't think it was this easy at first. I thought it was a little bit complicated, but now I understand how to do it. So this fix will be actually pretty simple. So basically what we're going to do is any areas that you could actually see through, like there's an open crack, we're going to take a grinder and a cutoff wheel and we're going to cut through it, make it a little bit bigger. We're also going to sand this down, and also we're going to sand down the back side and kind of cut like a V shape on the back side. And basically what we're going to do after that, after we get it all prepped, we will wet it down with some fiberglass resin that I'm going to mix up, and then start laying a couple of strips down there. You dab the fiberglass resin on there to get any bubbles out too, and keep doing maybe 2 or 3 layers. I'm probably going to do 3, maybe even 4 layers on the back side of this, and then on the front side we'll put a little bit of resin down, let it dry, and then we'll come and sand it lightly after about 30 minutes of drying. Then we'll come back with some body filler and fill it in, let that dry, and then sand it up, match the curve of this, and we're all good to go. Now the areas that it isn't all the way through, like there's not a crack going through there, we're just going to sand these areas down and possibly put some resin down there, sand it again, and then do the body filler. The only step we wouldn't be doing is actually laying the fiberglass mat on the back side. I'll probably lay some mat on the whole back side of this just to give it a little more strength. But so yeah guys, let's get to it. Alright, so to start off with, I'm going to be using this sandpaper. I'm using some of this orbital sanding paper because it kind of has like a sticky side on the back and it sticks nicely to my hand, so I could kind of sand it down like that. We got our grinder right here, so we're going to be using this to cut that little channel. One of the most important things you need when working on the Humvee paint or any body work on the Humvee or any military vehicle is you want a really good mask. So this mask has 2 really good filters on it, and this paint is very dangerous, so you don't want to breathe any of that in. So definitely wear a mask. You want some glasses too, so you don't get any of that in your eyes. And I'm also using some gloves just to keep my hands kind of clean. So let's get started on this and start sanding it down. Alright, so after doing light sanding, you can really start to see where your main problems are. So it looks like really the only main crack is right here, just like what I thought before. Just see a little better now. This part is going to be a little bit tricky, and I'll show you guys why in just a second. I have to lift the hood up and show you guys from the back. Alright, so here's the underside of the hood. And right here is the actual backside of that crack. Now the reason why I say it's a little bit tricky is that there is an actual inside skin of the hood, sort of the bracing, so you can see like right here, covering up the backside of that crack. So what we're gonna have to do is slice, maybe slice right here, slice down here so you can get to the backside of that crack. And once we repair the crack on the outside skin, then we will replace this, put this back, and put some type of fiberglass over that. So this is a little tricky of a spot. It would be easier if it was just this, where there's no inside skin, but oh well. Alright, so what are we doing?
Alright, so we just got done sanding the area where we're going to put the mud. You're supposed to sand it with 40 to 80 grit, but we only had 180. So we sand the area that basically prepping it. Gonna remove it with some surface cleaner or wax and grease remover. And that'll give it a good prepped area for the bondo to stick. So we'll go ahead and pop this open. And this is I guess Coos or Cuz polyester body filler. You can get this at any Napa retail store. I think that's going to have to be mixed up. So you go ahead and get a stick or anything that's clean and mix this baby up. We poured a little honey in there, you see? Just kidding.
Mess up. Smells good.
Yeah, you could sniff this all day and feel good after.
Don't do that. Don't do too much body work, so brought in the big guns.
I still don't know what I'm doing either. This is all YouTube and Google. So
He's YouTube trained.
yep, I'm a professional YouTube learner. Research and development. Alright. So the directions for this call for about a golf ball size of filler to a 1-inch ribbon of hardener. So that should get it to where it's not going to dry up on you too fast before you apply it to the hood or whatever body panel you're putting it on. Alright, so that looks about even now. Alright, you can pretty much use anything. So about a golf ball size. We'll go ahead and put about 2 of those. There we go. Hardener. Usually I like to just put it straight across. Just like that. Then you just mix it together and then you have about 5 to 10 minutes to apply it till it starts getting hard to work with. Guys, so today we are going to be doing some body filler on this Humvee. Dakota's here. I'm just giving him a little help on this. I'm a little bit experienced with some bondo work, not a professional at all. I'm just going to take you through the basic steps of how to prep your panel to get it ready for body filler, and the after steps of how to smooth out your body filler, what grits of sandpaper to use. So Dakota had already filled in this cracked area with some fiberglass to reinforce the panel. So now all we're going to do today is we're going to get some body filler, fill it in, try to match the body lines of this hood as best we can, and call it a day. It's about to rain here in Florida. It rains almost every day, so we're going to work as fast as we can. Got a respirator, sandpaper, our wax cleaner, and we're good to go. So first you're going to start off by using 40 to 80 grit sandpaper. You're going to sand the whole area in which you're going to be putting bondo on. Get a good, nice sand.
With your mask on, though.
Alright, we'll redo that then. Fuck. Alright, so we have a nice prepped area. It's degreased, clean, ready for bondo to be applied. So we got our golf ball size putty. We got about a 1 to 2 inch, depending on how much putty you put in, 1 to 2 inch hardener line. You're gonna go ahead and just mix it up. We put down some wax paper on like a piece of plastic, or you can use a like a paper clipboard. Just keep going back and forth, putting it on top of each other. It's starting to rain here in Florida. Get this until it's one even color. Like I said, you got about 5 to 10 minutes to apply it. There's a lot of different body angles and lines in this hood here, so it's going to be difficult to replicate it. I'm sure we're going to need more putty than this, but for a good baseline start, we'll apply this amount on. Alright, so this is pretty much even. We can go ahead and start applying it. You're going to want to make sure your putty knife is pretty clean so you can get a nice smooth application of the putty. So only take a little bit of putty at a time. Get this all clean. There we go. You're going to want to start from one end and evenly go across the whole area that you sanded. Just like that. Kind of fill in where the fiberglass was put into. Get rid of that hole. to follow the body lines as best as I can. So we are doing a patch job here, and it's not just one flat surface, which would be ideally the easy application for any putty. See, look at that. It's already getting hard on us. That's why putty is difficult to work with. Alright, so we'll leave that. We're going to sand it down, and then we're going to start again with another batch of putty and get it nice and smooth. It's kind of taking shape, getting it ready for the next layer of bondo to go on.
Let me grab you some more sandpaper.
Should be okay. This is just trying to get it. That's a big thick little piece.
That stuff dried pretty quick.
Yeah, it dries pretty quick.
A lot better.
Alright, now that we got the putty all on the car, we got a good amount to where we can take off more if we need to. We're going to go ahead and start sanding. Ideally, you're going to want an orbital sander. It's just a little bit easier, a little more softer pad so you don't really cut into your work. We're going to try this palm sander for now and see how it goes. Like I said, there is a few angles here, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to match the other side perfectly, but we'll give it a shot. And again, use your respirator for this. Thank you though.